Okay. So till here, alphabets are clear, right?
Yeah, when that special we were and that special characters.
Yes. Here.
So A made umlaut is air, right?
Here. Right. Then
And
O.
O made umlaut is oe,
Ew.
oe,
Ew.
ew,
Not oi, it's ew.
ew. Okay.
Then U mit umlaut. That means U with umlaut is U.
U,
U.
U. Okay.
Right. Like we have said, choose.
Hmm.
U with umlaut. That has U. U sound,
U.
not U. U.
Right.
Then we have this beta sign that is called as H set, which means double S. So wherever you have to write double S,
Mm-hmm.
we would be writing this beta sign.
Okay.
Okay.
So we
So
cannot pronounce it. This is only to be used in the written thing, right?
right.
Okay.
So even where you have to use double S, apart from using double S, you can use this beta sign, or instead of using this beta sign, you can use double S. Or in typing,
Okay.
if you don't have if your keyboard is not allowing to type this beta sign, you can then write double S.
Double S, right?
So similarly, it goes with these three characters also. If you're not able to type A with umlaut, you can write A, E. That is also considered as A with umlaut. Right in the
Okay.
bracket here, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So since everyone has joined in now, yesterday we finished with some of the numbers. We learned some basic numbers till 12. So we would be revising them again so that it would be like a quick revision for everyone. And then Ashwini, you can also go through and learn how the German numbers sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And then we can continue learning.
Okay.
Okay. So German numbers are called Die Zahlen, as everyone know. So 0 is null. Speak after me, everyone. Null.
It's
Null.
Die Zahlen. Okay.
Die Zahlen.
Die Zahlen.
Right.
Okay.
So 0 is null.
Null.
I believe you're not showing the screen, right?
I
I don't
am
No,
see the
sharing
screen.
the screen.
we can see the screen.
Oh, okay. Maybe some issue on my end.
Okay. So it's 0 is null.
Right. Null.
Eins.
1 is eins.
2 is zwei.
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 So Z does not have Z sound. It's Z, not Z, not zwei, zwei.
Zwei. Okay.
Right. Drei.
Drei.
Vier.
Wir.
Fear.
Right.
E is
Right.
foul, right?
Wir.
Like we've just learned.
Fear.
Fear, not fear. Fear.
Fear.
Fumes.
Fumes.
Zex, not sir. Z. S has Z sound, not sir. Zex.
Sechs.
Sieben.
Sieben.
Acht. Neun. Then say
9. 10 is
sane.
sane. Sane.
Right. Elf.
So S has Z sound and Z has S sound, right?
Right. It's a little opposite.
Okay.
So 11 is elf.
12.
12 is Zwölf. So once you're writing this Zwölf in your copy, use O and umlaut. Don't write OE, write O with umlauts. It's Zwölf.
Zol.
Zwölf.
So Z had S sound, no? So we'll be saying Solf
Zwölf.
or what?
Z.
The Zolf. Right.
Zwölf. Right. So till 12, as everyone knows, till 12 we have to learn everything. And after that, once we have good grasp on numbers till 12, we can make further numbers. Because everything, in order to make numbers, only till 12, each word has like new pronunciation or new word. After that, everything falls up till 12 only. Like for 13, when we write 1 and 3, but when we are pronouncing that in German, as you can see the arrow, we would be pronouncing 3 first and then tense letter later. Like 3 is dry and 10 is sane. So 1 and 3, 13 would be dry and sane, right?
See. 1 and 3 were, so 3 is dry, and I understand that. Then
Right?
how about 1? 1 is eins.
No. So we are say we are this is 13. So it would what is tenths? So
Okay, so
one
you are
has on the
using 10
place
and
of value
10 and
as
3,
tenth.
right?
So we are
Mhm.
using 10 plus 3 is equal to 13.
13, right?
But we would not be using 1 first. We would be
Right,
using 3 first. So we would be
correct.
reading is as from right to left, not left to right,
Mhm.
right to left.
Mhm.
3 and then 10. Dry, sane.
Yeah, right.
Is it clear with everyone?
Yeah,
Okay. Then haben wir 14, 14.
14 fears in.
Yes. Dann haben wir 15, 5, and then 10. 5 and 10. Not 10 plus 5, but 5 plus 10. So few and sane. Few, sane.
So, same, right.
Everyone speak after me. Dry, sane.
Bright, sane,
Fear, sane.
Fear sane.
fears, sane,
Few, sane.
Fume sane.
and sane.
So similarly, what would be 16?
Six sane.
Z,
It,
Zix,
Six sane. Yeah.
Zixzen,
so it
Zixzen.
would not be, just a second. So here 16 and 17, there is an exception. 6 is Zex, but while writing 6 plus 10, extra S in Zex would go away. So we would be using SECH and then sane. Zek, sane. Not Zex, sane, but Zek, sane.
Okay,
Similarly, with 17, we would not be saying Zeben sane, but Zeeb sane. E and N would be vanished here. Zeeb sane. 7 plus 10. Zeeb sane. Zeeb
same.
sane. Dann 8 sane.
Sane.
8
Ag,
sane. 8 plus 10. 8 sane.
ag, Agzen,
Right. Then 9 sane.
Nine sane.
For 20, this is again a new word. It would be Zwanzig. It would not be sane, but Zwanzig. Zwanzig.
Swanzig. So 20 is all altogether a different word, right? It's a
Right.
new word.
It would not be like sane. like 2 times 10 plus 10, it would be a new word completely. 20. 20.
So I guess for 30, 40, there'll be a new word like
Not
this.
exactly, we will learn that. So now, if we are writing 21, what is 1? Ein.
Fine.
Und means and. Let me add space here. So once we are writing any number in German, no matter how long it is, there is no space in between. Just to make it clear, as of now, I'm adding a space in between. So we have 1 plus 20 now, because we are reading German numbers from right to left. So 1 and 20. So it would be ein und 20. It would be a complete one word. Und means and. 1 and
Okay.
20.
Ein und 20.
Right. Similarly, what would be 22? 2 und 20.
Drei, 20. Correct.
Similarly, what would be 23?
3 und 20.
3 und
Und
20.
20.
Right. 24. Similarly, 4 und
Hier. Hier und 20.
20. Right. Similarly, till 29, we would be learning. I'm not writing everything here because it would be similar, like 25, z. So now here, let me write it to make it clear. 25 would be fünf. Write it with mit umlaut in your copy. 25. Okay.
Yes. Seven. Seven.
So similarly, 26 would be
Yes.
6 und 20. Okay.
right. So 26 would be X. We would be writing complete 6 here, not like only SECH, but complete 6. X und 20.
Okay.
Right? 27 would be 7
Sieben.
und
20.
Und
20.
20.
28 would be 8 und 20. Is it making sense?
Right, right.
Any doubt?
No.
Similarly, 29 would be 9 und 20. So now here 30.
20.
Right. So 30 here would be a different word. Right. Just a second. Just give me a minute. Now here, as we have written 20 here with Z, in 30, it would be HZ. It would not be Z, it would be HZ. So you can write DREI, HZ, IG, or DREISSIG. So 30 would be an exception here.
I didn't understand that.
Okay, so how did we write 20 here?
Hmm.
20, right? We have ZIG. So here
Yes.
for 30, 3 is dry.
Right.
And then for T, like in 20, we have ZIG. But here with 30, we would not be having ZIG. We would be having H set, which means double S, and then IG.
Okay.
So once we are writing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, excluding 30, other numbers would be almost similar. So only 30 written here is a little different. So let me write 40 here. If I'm writing 40.
Neha, can you pronounce 30?
40. 30.
30.
Right.
Okay.
Shish, dresses.
Right. But if we are pronouncing, if we are writing 40, it would be ending with 4 and then T sound. ZIG. Like in 20, like in 20 for TY, 20 we have ZIG. Similarly for 40, we have 4 plus T, 40 ZIG. Right? So fear Zish.
Zish.
Right.
So were we using Zish in 20 also? No?
It's like there are two ones. We have G at the end. Some people pronounce it as Zwan Zig, and some people pronounce it as sh sound. So it can be used either of the way. Either you can
Okay.
pronounce it Zwan Zish or Zwan Zig.
Okay.
Go.
So can I pronounce 40 as the Zish?
Yeah, Zish.
Zish, right?
Yes, because G at the end, it gives a sh sound. So now 30. So since we know what we pronounce 30 in German, so 31, 32, 33 would fall in a similar manner as we have learned from 21 till 29. Like 31 would be 31, 32 would be 32, 33 would be 33, and so on.
Correct.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And then 50, what would be 50?
Fun.
Fun, not fun, fun.
Fun.
Right. Here,
Fun.
write U mit umlaut once you're writing.
Okay.
So similarly, what would be 51? Can anyone send me in the chat what would be 51? How we would be writing?
Ein und 50.
Right, but how would you write that? Can you send me it? Send it to me in a chat box. Let me check if you are writing correct spelling.
Yes, 1 minute. Is U with the umlaut.
Right. So we have it would be right. So Aishwarya, you could have write FUENF. You have written only FU. So either you would have written U with umlaut, which of course you could not type in the keyboard. So you should have written FUE.
Yes, okay.
Mithun, it's not 25. I was asking for 51, so it would be 21.
Okay.
Right?
So Neha, is my spelling otherwise correct apart from that U?
Yes.
Okay.
So similarly, we would be writing 60. Zek, Zish. So here, extra S here would be cut down. Right? So it would be Zek, Zish. It would not be Zex, Zish, Zeg, Zish.
Thanks.
Similarly, for 70, it would not be Ziebenzish, but it would be Diepsish.
Okay.
Then 80. Can anyone guess what would be 80?
Abzish.
Acht, Sish.
Is
Right. Then what would be 90?
9 books.
Right. Would be ein hundred. So 100 would not be Sish, it would be ein hundred.
so we are using one here, right?
Yes,
Instead of
ein,
10.
and then 100 is hundred. So now how we would be writing numbers till 100, that is the rule is clear with everyone. That is clear to everyone, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
uh, let's say type me chat box what would be 62. Everyone's write it please, so that I know everyone is understanding. 62, what would be 62?
2,
2.
62.
No.
Mm,
oh,
Actually, you had to write 2 plus 60, not 6 plus 60.
yeah, I think I wrote
Yeah,
66.
yeah, you write. Yeah, you have written 66. And Mithun, that you have missed und in between. That should be zwei und sechzig.
Okay.
Mamta, can you also write, please?
Okay.
It would be good if everyone is participating in the exercise so that I know everyone is understanding. Okay, now what would be 53? So it would be 3
3.
and 50. Write it. 3 and 50 in German. What would be 53?
3.
So think what is 3 and then what is 50 and then add und in between. 3 and 50. What would be 53? Okay. Sehr gut, Aishwarya. Sehr gut, Mithun. Sehr gut, Ashwini. Ashwini,
Okay.
sehr gut means very good.
Okay. I was checking my notes.
No, we haven't learned it yet. We did actually yesterday, but
Okay.
we since we had to continue with the numbers, we I skipped that for you as of now.
Okay. Nice.
Mamta, can you also type? Please participate.
I already did.
Sorry,
Right. I already did.
I did not see. Okay.
Okay. I'll do it again.
Then what would be 76?
76.
Mm, Jai Gut, Mamta. Aishwarya, Mithun, and Ashwini. It would not be Zek und Siebzig, it would be Zex. Zex und Siebzig.
Okay. So we'll be using S also, right?
Yes, here. So once we are writing from 1 till, uh, let's say, when we are using from 71 till 79 or 61 till 69, in these numbers, in these range from 1 to 9, when we are using 6 and 7, we would be writing the extra S and extra EN would go away. It would be like dry. Uh, uh, we would not be removing that extra S and extra En. We would be using that complete 6 and 7. Sechs und siebzig, 77. Similarly, for 87 or 86, it would be sechs und achtzig, 87. Right? For 96 and 97, it would be sechs und neunzig, 97. But when we are writing 60 and 70, we would be saying Zeep, uh, we would be saying Zexish or Zeepsish. So here, not to get confused, let me write it.
So you mean for 60 and 70 series, we'll be using the extra S, and in another case, we won't be using that extra S, right?
Right. So just a second to make it clear. 6, that is Zesh. 7 is Zeben. Now with 6 and 7, what we have 16, that is Zek Same. Here we are using SECH, Zek Same. Then with 17, we are using Zeep Same, not Zex Same or Zeben Same, Zek Same, and then Zeep Same, right? Then we have 26. So whenever we have und na, remember it like this. Once you are using und in between, you would be using complete zex and sieben. Once there is no und in between, you would be using zek and sieb. Like in zexane, there is no und in between, so we would be this extra s would be removed. Similarly, with 17, there is no und in between, so this extra en would be removed, right? So similarly for 26, what would be that? Sechs und 20. Because we have und here in between, we are using 6 like as complete 6 as we have written here. Similarly, for 27, what we would be using? 7 und 20.
20.
Right? Now, similarly, for 36, 3, sorry, 6, completely 6, und, because we have und here in between, then 20, then for 37, we would not be writing 7 und 20, we would be writing 7, complete 7, 7 und
Are we
20.
using Zonzik or drive?
Sorry,
Drive.
sorry. Dry, and then here it would be double S. Consider it as the beta sign. Dry side. Similarly with 46, 47, 56, 57. But then once we would be writing 60, it would not be Zex, Sish. There is no und in between. It would be Zexish, not Zex, Sish. Right? Then 70. There is no und in between. What it would be? What it would be? What 70 is?
Zing.
Right. Siebzig. Not siebensisch. It would be siebzig.
Neha, one question. Ich habe eine, what's that?
Frage.
Frage.
Ich habe eine Frage. I have a question.
Yeah.
Let me write it again. Ich habe eine Frage.
Frage.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you have written 36 with 6 und 30. Okay. So there is no double D over here of und also and of 30 also.
I missed it. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. So 7. Okay. Und 30. This double S, write it as beta sign once you're writing in your copy.
Yes.
And how do we write 66 and 77?
Anyone would like to say how would we would be writing 66?
Zex und
6 complete, because we would be having und in between, 6 as a complete 6, then 60, Zexish. Similarly, 7 und 70.
Okay.
Right?
Correct.
Yes.
Any confusion?
How do we pronounce that beta sign?
Etc.
Etc.
Right. So like Dreitsish. So once you're pronouncing it, you would feel it. There is a sound of double S. Sir, not sir, sir, with T and S.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
So pronounce Dreitsish,
Dreisish.
not the, Dreitsish. Sir, Dreitsish.
Dreisish.
Yep. Let me do the confusion here. Right? Clear till 100?
Right.
900. So what would be 99? Can you send write and send it to me in chat? let's practice a few 4-5 words and then we would be proceeding further. 99. Mithun, spelling is not right. It's EU, not UE.
Okay, yeah.
Sehr gut, Ashwini. Sehr gut, Mamta. Und wie schreiben wir 43? How do we write 43? Zion, 40, sehr gut, Mamta, sehr gut, Mithun. 9, Ashwini, das ist falsch. This is wrong.
Okay.
You have written 44 again. You're doing same mistake, Ashwini. So the 10th letter you are considering as ones letter also. The digit.
Right. Understand that.
Right? So how you would be writing 39?
39.
Was that good for 43?
34, 9. Now you have written 34, Ashwini. So, okay, to make it clear, just write down the digit as a mathematical digit, like you write, right? Write like for 30, 43, write 4 and 3, and then think it like in German, you have to start it from right to left. So at the right, at the ones place, like in mathematics, we have ones, tens, hundreds, right? We
Right.
start from right to left. So at ones place, we have 3. Well, we are writing 43. So 3 would be dry. Then we would be placing und in between. And then 40. Dry und 40.
Okay.
Aishwarya, spelling is not right. It would be VIER. VEAR. Nicht VIER.
39.
I was checking your spelling for 43. Dry and
Okay.
39. 39 sehr gut, Aishwarya. Für 39. 39, Mamta, sehr gut. Mithun, 39, sehr gut. Ashwini, can you write 39?
Okay.
So, first you would be writing 9, then you would be placing und in between, and then you would be writing 30. And remember, 30 as an exception when we write. There is no Z, there is except.
Correct. Is it right?
Okay, 39. 9 und. You have written doppel R. Also, you have written double R. It should be 1 R only.
Okay.
Right? Also, wir schreiben 9 und 3, 6 oder so I have to copy paste it because my system is not allowing me to type that beta sign 9 und 30. Okay. So now how we would be writing 76.
70.
Sehr gut, Mithun. Sehr gut, Aishwarya. Sehr gut, Mamta. Ashwin, good, but not sehr good because you have made a spelling mistake. It would be SIE, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I did.
So just one more number and then we would be proceeding further. Okay, right, 66. Sehr gut. Right, 66. 66. Sehr gut, Aishwarya. 66. Sehr gut, Ashwini. Sehr gut, Mamta. Sehr gut, Mithun. Okay. So let's proceed further. So till 100 it's clear. Now how we would be writing 101. Anyone would like to guess?
Ein und 100.
Okay, any more guesses?
Eins, 100.
Mithun? 100.
100. I've written it. I'm not sure whether it's good.
Okay, so here we would be writing here as 101. Not eins, 100.
Okay.
Oder 101. So here we would be
Can you
writing
spell
100.
order?
Sorry?
Can you spell order? Order.
Oder.
Is it?
That is
Yeah.
ODER, which means or.
Okay.
So after 100, once we are writing, it would be 101. Similarly, for 102 would be 105.
Zwei.
For 106, 106.
Okay.
So similarly, what would be 109?
100. Nine.
9.
109.
Right.
9.
Or you can just say, forget this ein. 100 means 100. 101 oder 102. Like 101 or maybe 101. It's one and the same thing, right?
Okay.
Schreib it wie 101 oder, which means or, 101. So if you 110, what we would be writing? 110 oder 110. Same. So how we would be writing 120 in German? Mithun, spelling is not right. Not 20, 100, 100, 20, Ashwini.
Okay.
So that right to left logic stays till 99 only. That is why we finish till 100, and then we are proceeding after 100, because there are different like combinations and rules. So here 100 would be coming first, and then, so let's say here you have to write 126. So here you would be writing 100 first, 100, and then the way you write 26, 26.
Okay.
126. Okay, don't get scared with such long words. It's going to be fine. So 100. Let me add space in between, and then I'll remove it again. 100. This is for 100. 26. 126. Right?
Correct.
Similarly, 120. Now it's correct, Ashwini.
Okay.
So how we would be writing 143? Send me in chat. 143.
I think I'm wrong.
There should not be additional und between 100 and then 43. Mamta.
Okay.
Okay, looks like Mamta has taken additional und from Mithun. Mithun hasn't had any und at all.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, 143. Sehr gut, Ashwini.
Thank you.
Wir schreiben 143. Und wie schreiben wir 156? 156.
Mine is wrong, sorry.
No problem, we can send it again. Sehr gut, Ashwini. Dort 6 und 50 sehr gut, Mamta. 156 sehr gut, Mithun. Sehr gut, Aishwarya. Okay. So just one more number.
After Buddha, there is a T, right? I think
Sorry.
in between, there's a T
100.
after Buddha.
100.
T, right?
Right, 100.
Okay.
Because that's how we write 100. 100. And then 6 und 50.
I'm missing the T, I guess. Okay.
No, yeah. So just one more number and then we would be almost done with the countings. 176. Sehr gut. 176. Sehr gut, Ashwin. Und 100. So Mithun, it would be Zex, not Zek, because there is und in between, right?
Okay.
So 100, 6 und 70. So remember, if there is any confusion, whenever we are changing 6 and 7, remember this rule. Whenever there is und in between, we would be writing complete 6 and 7, complete 6 and 7. And if there is no und in between, we would be writing Zek and Zeb.
Okay, that's easy.
Right? Zekfish and Zeepfish. So remember this und rule in between.
Okay. Before
Now,
that,
what are you saying, Mithun?
so before 20, there will be no on, so no less.
Right. For 16, Zek sane, Zeep sane. Had it, if we would have been writing, adding und in between, we would have written Zeben und sane. But this is not the way we write 17. We write Zeep sane. Right?
Right.
Okay. Now to finish with the numbers, 1000. 1000.
What was that?
1000.
1000. Okay.
It's
Okay.
D at the end, not T. Right?
Are you
1000.
sharing your screen? I cannot see.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, the screen is visible for me.
No, not.
Ashwin, if you're not able to see, let me send it in chat for you.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, good. So similarly, if we are writing 112, it would be similar. Like we would be saying 1000 first and then 12. 1012. Right?
This is for 1012, right?
Right. Had it been 1112, we would have written 1112. For the 13, let me write. Or to make it a little smaller, you can remove the extra 1000, 100. Right. See, I hope it's not looking very scary. There is a spelling mistake. Just a second. 1000, 100. Right, same. Right. There should not be any space just to make it visible. I'm just adding space here in between.
100.
Ashwin, is it too much for you for today?
Yeah, that's fine. So if you want to
Okay.
continue, that's okay.
Okay. So everyone is done writing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you once explain this 1130?
So, thousand we have written first, thousand, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have this, then einhundert, then we have this einhundert,
Okay.
and then we have 13, 13. Then we have this. First we
Okay.
have written thousand, then we have written
Okay.
hundred, then we have written 13.
Okay.
Had it been 100, 1213, that would have been thousand, zweihundert, dreizehn,
Okay.
right? No space in between, so I'm just removing it. Let me know once you're done writing. Anyways, after this class, I would be sharing this Word document so that you can make further notes for the countings.
Yeah, done with the writing.
Okay, good.
One question is
Mm-hmm.
in whole German language, we don't use spaces or only in the counting?
No, of course, we do use spaces, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just to make it look like a one word because it's a one word when we are writing in maths.
Mm-hmm.
So just to make it a one word, there is no space in between.
Okay. Nice.
So let's take a quick 5 minutes break, and after that, we would be learning some pronouns. So I would be explaining this Excel sheet and then a basic sentence formation. So whatever we have learned yesterday here, so how we are making sentences, that would start making sense to you, right? And then we would be learning some verbs. So
Okay.
we would be getting started with the grammar portion also.
Okay.
Okay.
So join after 5 minutes, right?
Don't drop off. Just maybe you can mute yourself and then you can unmute after 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Is everyone there? So we can start.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So in order to start with grammar, let's start learning personal pronouns. Also, in Deutsch, they are known as Personalpronomen, which means personal pronouns.
Neha, screen is not visible.
You can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have personal pronouns. In German, we say as Pronomen, Personalpronomen, personal pronouns. So if you can see, Personalpronomen, pronouns like we have in English, like I, you, he, she, it. So for I, we have ish. Say after me, ish.
Ish.
I, ish,
Ish.
which is a singular form, and we are using it for first person, which is me, right? Then for you,
Yes.
who is a second person, we would be saying du,
Do.
Do. Is it do or do?
du.
Do.
Do.
Do. Do.
Like drei, du.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we are speaking in an informal way, let's say to any family member or our siblings or our friends, we use du. But in order to make it formal, we say z. Here in this highlighted section, z, write it
Z.
with capital S. So whenever in German, you can take it as a rule or maybe a quick tip. Whenever you have to write anything in a formal way to a person, you would be writing that, you would be starting that with capital letter. Like Z would be capital S. Yesterday, like if everyone remember, we have learned we get this Ihnen. Ihnen was starting with capital I because we were using a formal conversation. But when we were learning we get this dear, here again, here this is formal. We get this Ihnen. I was starting with capital I. Ihnen. But here in a casual conversation, we were writing dear with
Okay.
small d. So when you are using second person singular, it would be Z with capital S with U formal way. So in German, Z has many meanings. It can be used for singular person also, and it can be used for plural also. So for you, it would be formal way Z. That is second person. Now for third person, he, she, it. For he, we have
R.
air.
Air.
Ear.
For she, z.
Again Z for she. Yeah.
She, but that is with small s.
All right.
So air is for masculine, z is for feminine, s is neutral. He, she, it.
M. M for.
Like masculine for male.
Okay. Male. Female. Right.
He. Then we have a different section, plural. Till here, these were singular cases. Now with plural, the first case would be where, we. First case and then plural. Like when I have 2-3 people with me, we. Where. This is with small
Dear.
w.
Where?
Not B, V. It's starting with W, right? Here.
We.
Mhm.
Where.
WIR, also W-E-R. Where.
Where.
Where?
Where.
Dann haben wir ihr. Second
Ear.
person, plural, which means either you two or you all. When I'm talking to a second person, like 2 people
Mhm.
or more than 2, would be like ihr.
Here.
That is informal with small I. Then again we have 2Z. So once I'm writing to second person plural form, if I'm saying in an informal way, that would be ear. If I'm speaking it in a formal way, it would be Z again. Like here, for singular also, formal way we were using Z. Then again, for plural also, second person, we were using Z with capital S. So Z, whenever we have to use a formal way, be it for a second person or a third person, for formal way, it would be Z with capital S. Now again, we have another Z now. This is again with smaller s. Don't get confused with this Z. This one and then this one. Don't get confused in both of them, because in the first section, the blue highlighted one, that was for singular case for a female, which means she. But now in plural case, we are saying they, third person. Let's say if I and Ashwarya are talking about other students, like how they are, what their name are or anything, that would be Z, this plural third form, they. But if I'm talking to Ashwarya directly, this would be this blue highlighted Z.
Okay.
So,
So how different is it? Is the pronunciation different or
no, the usage is different. Pronunciation is same. Let me unhide this.
so you won't understand like if I'm
No, there is a difference. Just a second.
I think one can understand with the full sentence only.
Right. Because there are further verbs which you would be using, in what context you are using, and then what all other how you're conjugating the verb. So just to give an example, yesterday we have learned, I'm just writing it here. Just so with like in English, German also has the same rule. There is a noun plus verb, subject, subject plus verb plus object. That is the basic rule for writing any sentence, right? So similarly, this is the same in German also. But basis the subject, we would be conjugating the verb. For example, if you remember, yesterday we have learned so while giving introduction, you have mentioned ich komme aus Indien. I come from India. right? So ish is a subject, then common here is the verb, then basis ish, you have conjugated it. Now to answer your question, Mithun,
Yeah.
let's say if you would have been uh, let's say if I am writing about Mamta, sie kommt aus Nepal, right? But again, if I'm using this pink highlighted plural form and then say I am talking about um, Ashwini and Aishwarya for say. There are two people, third person. So I'm talking to Mithun. I am talking to Mithun that I'm saying to Mithun that Aishwarya and Ashwini, they come from India. Z, common, aus, Indian. So here the conjugation is different. Is it making sense now, Mithun?
Still a bit confused.
What
No
is
problem.
common?
Maybe more.
Right. The more you would be practicing and the more you would be understanding the grammar, it would be clear. So, Ashwini, common means to come. Here in this table, I have mentioned few verbs.
Mhm.
Using this, we can make some sentences. So, with each of the pronoun, the verb conjugates differently. So, let's
Okay.
say there are different type of verbs in German. Since we are at basic level, we would be using regular verbs. Regular verbs have fixed rule for conjugating them with pronouns. So, in this table, you can see I have highlighted few of the alphabets and underlined them.
Mhm.
So this is how it going to conjugate. With ish, it would be comma. Common, the en would go away and then it would be comma. Similarly, with wohnen, which means to live, it would be wohne. Ich wohne
Mhm.
in New Delhi. I live in New Delhi.
Okay.
Then schreiben means to write. Ich schreibe. Again, E, right?
Mhm.
I write. Then similarly with do, the verb conjugates with st. Du kommst.
Okay.
With wohnen,
Oh,
wohnst. Wohn. So take it in a way. En, the words before en would remain same, and then en would be replaced as per the pronoun. With
okay.
ish, e would be replaced with e. With do, en would be replaced with st. Similarly, with z, it would be wohnen.
Same.
Yes, it would be same.
Mm.
So when you are using, so to make any sentence in a formal way in German is the easiest way to form any sentence because the conjugation is straightforward. There are not much changes. Or maybe that is why you can say maybe German people like to give more respect to each other because they are conjugating most of their sentences in a formal
Common.
way because the conjugation is very easy. So here similarly for schreiben, what would be for do? Schreibs. Schreib and then st. Ashwini, Schreiber is for ish.
Okay.
For do is st. Then do is an informal way.
Schreiben.
Right. Then again, the conjugation for er, sie, es, he, she, it would be same. So there is no change. For third person, singular, it would be same. En would be replaced with t. Kommt. Er kommt aus Indien. Sie kommt aus Indien. She comes from India. So now for S, for baby, we use, for baby, we don't prefer to consider or to give a gender to a baby or a small baby. So we consider a small baby as a neutral. So for a small baby, we could say S kommt aus Indien. Similarly, for wohnt, S wohnt in Neu Delhi. Schreibt. Right? Once we would be done with this conjugation, we would be writing some sentences so that this table and these conjugations and pronouns are clear to everyone. Again, for in plural, majorly conjugations are with infinitive form. This common is an infinitive form, right? So with wir, we would be writing wir kommen aus Indien. Wir wohnen in Neu Delhi. So that would be again infinitive form.
What is
Now,
infinitive form?
infinitive like this common, the normal version, not conjugated.
Okay.
Infinity is with the only E.
No. The normal verb, common with
Achha.
en, infinitive form.
Okay.
Like non-conjugated form you can consider. So with wir, with plural, it would be wohnen, common. Then with ihr, again, there would be a verb conjugation. It would be T. En would be replaced that T. So as a quick tip, with major of the regular verb conjugations, so regular verbs are very easy to conjugate because here there are only few changes happening in ish only, and then do only, and then erzs. With ear, it also is as similar to erzs, third form. Ear kommt, ear won't. Then again we have plural forms. So in plural forms, we would be using, be it for a second person or a third person. For plural, it would be infinitive form, wohnen, again wohnen, and then here wir schreiben, ihr schreibt, not st, Ashwini, it would be only t, like rzs. Then schreiben, again infinitive form, schreiben. Right? So let's write some sentences. So ich heiße Neha Garg. Ashwini, this double S is that beta sign. Okay?
Okay.
Ich heiße Neha Garg. do heist Aishwarya. So here once
Heist is name.
no, it means my name is or I am called. Hyson is to be called basically.
Okay.
Okay, for now just forget this. Hyser would be a little complicated for you as of now. Ish Bona in Noi Delhi. Du wohnst in Noi Delhi. So let's say I am talking about my brother. So I would be writing er wohnt, right? Er wohnt in Noi Delhi. Third person, singular form. So it would be conjugated like this. Similarly, if I'm talking about my sister-in-law, so here it would be small z. She won't in Noi Delhi. Similarly, it would be for S.
Correct.
Correct? Now, just to make it a question, let's say if you're asking somebody, do you live in Delhi? You won't be saying, do won't in Delhi. It's a statement. But to make it a question, to make this as a question, you would be using verb in the first place and then do in the second form. Won't do in Noi Delhi. So this is a statement, right? Subject plus verb plus object, and then this is a basic like basic rule for framing a sentence. You're using verb and then subject plus object, right?
Question mark we use in German, right?
Yes, yes. So question marks, exclamatory signs, everything are same.
Okay.
So Mithun has to drop off, I guess. He had some work.
Okay.
So we are also about to finish off. Just let's make few more sentences and then we would be done for today. So let's say if I'm asking a question similarly here about third person, I would be writing won't air in Noi Delhi.
What is in here?
In is in,
Same as in English, huh?
right? Then Sie wohnt in Neu Delhi. Wir wohnen in Neu Delhi.
So this is a statement, right?
Yes, because because it's verb plus subject plus object. Now, let's say I have to make a statement about Mithun and Ashwini. I would be saying here won't in Neu Delhi. Or if I have to ask a question to both of them in an informal way, I would be writing won't here in Neu Delhi.
Correct.
So here we would be using for plural two people. We have Mithun and Ashwini, two people, or maybe more than that. We would have been used here won't here. That is the second person. in an informal way, like we have learned here in this table. Second person and then informal way. And then T conjugation. Won't here in New Delhi. This is informal. If I would have to write it in an formal way, I would have written wohnen Sie in New Delhi, like here, you all, and then Sie with capital S, and then infinitive form of a verb. Wohnen Sie in New Delhi? So is this like making sense with to everyone, or is it getting little confusing here?
A bit, but
Maybe I think the capital S and small s can be a little confusing.
Okay, so just to give another example. Uh, 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 uh. So let's say, Aishwarya, I am talking to you and I am asking about uh, your family members uh, in a formal way,
Hmm.
right? So I would be asking again, wohnen Sie in New Delhi? Oder deine Familie? Wohnen Sie in New Delhi? Your family? Do they live in New Delhi? Or if I would have to ask in an informal way, I would have written wohnen Sie
here.
in Neu Delhi. No, no, no. Here would be for second person directly. I am talking to Aishwarya, asking
Okay.
about her family. So her
Mhm.
family is third person. If I would be having asking
So,
Aishwarya and her family directly, that would have been second person.
so this you have used they over here.
Yes, they with small e, but since it's plural here, so
Hmm.
conjugation again would be with en.
Yeah.
So in many of the sentences, you would notice if you're writing small s or capital S with third letter, that would not be a problem at all, because anyways you would have been conjugated in an infinitive form, right? With en. So once you would be going through this table now 2-3 times and then conjugating some of the sentences, things would be very easy to learn, because it's a first time and there are lot of conjugation happening. It's getting little confusing.
Okay.
Right.
What is the meaning of conjugation?
Conjugation is like conjugating, like you are making some changes in the verb. Like conjugation is the actual word in English. It's not a
Okay.
German word. It's like basic conjugation, like conjugate something, to conjugate something.
Okay.
So what I would be doing, I have written some regular verbs in this table as a homework, and for your practice, you can write the different forms with each of the pronoun here, and then we can discuss it in the next class, maybe next weekend. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
And in case you have any question, you all of you have my number. You can just reach out to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how was today's session? Too much for today, or was it okay? Okay.
I think it was good, but now we are getting to some complex things with numbers
Yes.
so and with grammar.
Yes. So see, since it's an online mode, had it been offline, I would have been writing many things on the board. So face-to-face interaction, of course, does make a difference. But in online also, since we have facility to record and then to share the things, so that would not be very tricky. As far as you're writing, whatever you're learning. If you're not writing, if you're just seeing the screen, you're just learning it with your eyes and ears, it would be very tricky, because then after this class you would be forgetting. So yesterday also I have said, the more you would be writing, the more you would be learning. So whatever you are learning here, whatever you are seeing here, keep on writing, make your own notes, and during the class also and after the class also, and start practicing it also.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
It's not like you're studying here for 1 hour and then you're not studying anything for whole week. It would be blank. right? So the more you practice, not just with language, for maths also or for any other thing, the more you would practice, the more you would understand and the more you would learn. For a beginner, of course, there is a lot of tricky things happening here. I'm sure once you would have been kids, learning English was also very tricky part. But now since we are using it in a day-to-day life, it's easy. So same goes with German or any other thing also. Since it's completely new, the new rules are there. So it's little tricky as of now. But once you would be going through this table 2-3 times and making, filling in this sheet on your own, things would start getting easier. And then the later rules which we would be learning would be followed by these rules only. So when you have first step clear, second step would be little easier, followed by the third step, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we would be seeing each other next week, maybe. Thank you everyone for joining in today.
Thank you, Neha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Good night. Gute
Good
Nacht.
night.
Good night.
Guten
Auf
Nacht.
Wiedersehen.
Good
Auf
night.
Wiedersehen. Auf Wiederhören vielleicht, because we are not seeing each other. Everyone has switched off
Auf
the camera.
Wiederhören.
Yeah, auf Wiederhören.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye bye. Gute Nacht.